Picture this: a verdant forest, sunlight dappling through the leaves. A band of merry men laugh and train. Their leader, clad in Lincoln green, is a master archer. He robs from the rich and gives to the poor. He fights for justice against a corrupt sheriff. This is Robin Hood, the hero of countless tales, the stuff of legend. His daring exploits have captivated generations. From stealing from the Sheriff of Nottingham to outwitting the greedy Prince John, his adventures are the stuff of folklore. But who was Robin Hood? Was he a real person or simply a fictional character? The truth, as with many legends, is shrouded in mystery. Some historians believe he was a real outlaw, while others argue he's a composite of various figures in folklore. Let's delve into the history and the myths to uncover the truth behind the legend. Join me as we explore the fascinating world of Robin Hood, where history and myth intertwine. The enduring question surrounding Robin Hood is whether he truly existed or merely sprang from the imaginations of storytellers. The lack of concrete historical evidence makes it difficult to definitively say. No official records from his supposed lifetime confirm his existence. However, the absence of evidence is not necessarily evidence of absence. Many records from that time are lost. The oral tradition thrived before written history, and tales like Robin Hood's were passed down through generations. These stories often contain grains of truth, inspired by real people and events. Could Robin Hood be a composite figure, an amalgamation of various outlaws and rebels who fought against injustice? Or might he be based on a single remarkable individual whose exploits grew into legend? The mystery persists. The search for the real Robin Hood continues to fascinate historians and enthusiasts alike. Let's examine the earliest written accounts and see what clues they offer. Our earliest glimpses of Robin Hood come from medieval ballads, songs that told popular stories. These ballads, circulating orally before being written down, offer tantalizing hints about the early evolution of the legend. One of the earliest surviving ballads, A Jest of Robin Hood, dates back to the 15th century. It portrays Robin Hood as a skilled archer and outlaw who lives in Sherwood Forest with his band of merry men. They rob the rich, aid the poor, and clash with the Sheriff of Nottingham. These early ballads focus primarily on Robin Hood's daring adventures and his conflict with authority figures. The social justice element, while present, takes a back seat to the excitement of his outlaw exploits. Over time, the ballads evolved and the Robin Hood legend grew. New characters like Maid Marian and Little John were added to the narrative, enriching the tapestry of the story. The legend, passed down through generations, began to take on a life of its own. As the Robin Hood legend passed through the centuries, it underwent significant transformations. Originally depicted as a commoner, often at odds with the law, Robin Hood's status gradually shifted. By the 16th century, he was often portrayed as a nobleman, unjustly deprived of his lands. This transformation coincided with the rise of the printing press, which allowed for wider dissemination of the tales. Playwrights and writers adapted the legend for the stage and page, adding their own interpretations. Robin Hood's character evolved as well. He became more romanticized, his chivalry and nobility emphasized. His compassion for the poor and his defiance of tyranny became central themes. The legend began to reflect the social and political concerns of the times. Robin Hood's transformation from outlaw to hero is a testament to the enduring power of storytelling. His story, adaptable and ever-evolving, resonated with each new generation, reflecting their hopes and anxieties. With the legend's popularity soaring, historians began searching for a real-life counterpart to Robin Hood. Several historical figures emerged as possible candidates, each with tantalizing connections to the legend. One such individual is Robin Hood, mentioned in 13th century court records as a fugitive. While this provides a possible link, the name Robin Hood was remarkably common during that era, often used as a generic term for an outlaw. Other historical figures like Fulk Fitzwarren, a nobleman who rebelled against King John, and Hereward the Wake, who resisted the Norman conquest, share striking similarities with Robin Hood. Their stories of rebellion and resistance could have contributed to the evolving legend. While a definitive historical Robin Hood remains elusive, these potential candidates offer a glimpse into the world that could have inspired the legend. They demonstrate that figures like Robin Hood, fighting against injustice, were not uncommon in those turbulent times. Sherwood Forest, a hero's hideaway. No exploration of Robin Hood is complete without Sherwood Forest. This vast woodland in Nottinghamshire, England, is integral to the story. Its dense foliage provided perfect cover for outlaws. Today, it's a pilgrimage site for Robin Hood enthusiasts. The major oak, over 800 years old, is a legendary hideout. Sherwood Forest stands as a testament to the Robin Hood legend. Robin Hood is a champion of the oppressed, defending the poor and fighting the rich. This social justice element resonates deeply with audiences across generations. His fight for fairness and equality makes him an enduring symbol of hope. Some historians believe the legend reflects real social tensions of the time. The Peasants' Revolt of 1381 occurred when the Robin Hood ballads were gaining popularity. Whether based on real events or not, Robin Hood's role as a social hero cemented his place in popular culture. He became a symbol of resistance against injustice, a reminder that even the most powerful can be challenged. The Robin Hood legend, far from being static, has been continuously reshaped and reinterpreted throughout history. Each era has projected its own values and anxieties onto the story, using Robin Hood as a mirror to reflect contemporary concerns. During the Tudor era, for instance, the legend was appropriated for political propaganda. Queen Elizabeth I, facing threats from various quarters, embraced the image of Robin Hood as a symbol of English national identity. He was portrayed as a loyal subject, fighting against injustice within the existing social order. In the Victorian era, with its emphasis on romanticism and social reform, Robin Hood became a more idealized figure. He was depicted as a chivalrous hero, fighting for the poor and downtrodden, embodying the ideals of Victorian morality. The malleability of the Robin Hood legend is a testament to its enduring power. It's a story that transcends time, adapting to reflect the hopes, fears, and aspirations of each new generation. Even if a real Robin Hood never existed, the enduring power of the legend speaks to a deeper truth. He embodies the archetype of the noble outlaw, a figure that resonates across cultures and throughout history. From Spartacus to Jesse James, from William Wallace to Zorro, the outlaw hero who fights for justice against corrupt authority is a recurring theme in storytelling. These figures, often operating outside the law, represent a challenge to the status quo, a yearning for a more just and equitable world. Robin Hood, with his bow and arrow, his band of merry men, and his unwavering commitment to justice, embodies this archetype perfectly. He represents the hope that even in the face of overwhelming odds, one person can make a difference. The enduring appeal of the outlaw hero suggests a timeless human fascination with rebellion, with challenging authority, and with fighting for a better world. Robin Hood, whether real or fictional, embodies these aspirations. So, was Robin Hood a real person or a figment of imagination? The debate continues to rage among historians and enthusiasts alike. The lack of concrete evidence makes a definitive conclusion elusive. Skeptics argue that the lack of contemporary historical records points to a purely fictional origin. They suggest that Robin Hood is an amalgamation of various outlaw tales, a composite figure embodying popular desires for justice and freedom. Believers, on the other hand, point to the pervasiveness of the legend, the numerous historical figures who share similarities with Robin Hood, and the enduring power of the story as evidence of a real-life inspiration. They argue that the absence of proof is not proof of absence. The Robin Hood debate is unlikely to be settled anytime soon, and perhaps that's part of the legend's allure. The mystery surrounding his origins only adds to the fascination, inviting us to ponder the nature of truth, legend, and the enduring power of storytelling. The Robin Hood legend, with its blend of history, myth, and adventure, continues to captivate our imaginations. Whether he was a real person or a fictional creation, his story speaks to something deep within us, a yearning for justice, fairness, and a world where the underdog can triumph. As we've journeyed through the history and legends surrounding Robin Hood, we've encountered tantalizing clues, compelling arguments, and enduring mysteries. The search for the real Robin Hood may never end, but perhaps that's the point. The legend, in its many forms, continues to inspire, challenge, and entertain us. Now it's your turn to weigh the evidence. What do you think? Was Robin Hood a real person, a composite figure, or a purely fictional creation? The answer, like the legend itself, remains shrouded in mystery. But the journey of exploration, of delving into the past and pondering the possibilities, is a rewarding one. So, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the legend of Robin Hood alive in your own imagination.